Hi everyone, it's Courageous, and I know it's been such a long time since I've posted. Welcome back, Courageous Money. So many things have happened, transpired since my last video, and I'm back with, this is my first vlog, but come kayaking with me and I'll tell you all about everything, where I've been, what's been going on, and what's soon to come. All right, let's go. All right, so we are safely in the water. We have launched the kayak. So where am I? Where do I kayak at? My favorite place is in Cunliffe Lake at Roger Williams Park, and it's just so peaceful. There is a beautiful temple to music, smooth waters, not unpredictable, and not too far from my house. So where have I been these past 2 years? It's like 2 years. The last, I looked back before and I was like, what was the last video I posted on my channel? And it was when I got my new car, well, new to me car. And I was like, oh, wow, so much has happened since then. I have still been cash budgeting. That will never stop. Cash budgeting has just changed my life for the better in so many ways. Like if you go back to my old videos, you'll see how cash budgeting helped me pay off so much debt in 1 year. I paid off, I think it was like $13,000 of debt, saved for a house, and raised my credit score over like 100 points. And it was all because of cash budgeting. And I've still done it. It's like so many times I've been tempted to just like, well, let me just open, you just record this, even if it's in my car, because sometimes I literally just go to the bank and cash stuff in my car. But I was just like, maybe not. But I still have been cash budgeting. What has happened that has spurred my return and this first of who knows how many vlogs? Well, I got a divorce this year. So I got a divorce. It's been a life change. I was married for 7 years with my ex for 9, and so it's been a drastic life change. He moved out in July, and of course it was my decision, and I know it was for the best. But even though you're doing the right thing, what it's saying sometimes, it's the right thing is still the hard thing. So I did get I did go through a difficult time just missing him and just reevaluating my life. This whole summer has been a summer of reflection for me. How do I want to grow from here? How can I avoid repeating some of the things that weren't successful in my marriage? And how were my patterns in my marriage showing up in other areas of my life? Because as much as we try to compartmentalize, we still do show the same patterns, sometimes in different relationships. So I was showing similar patterns in and tolerating similar things that were not for my greatest good. So I spent a lot of time reflecting this summer, reevaluating my life, and then, of course, crying a lot. that came with the territory. But after you realize, yeah, it's hard, but and the easy thing is to stay in an unhappy situation, which seems like it's not, right? It shouldn't be the easy thing, but we are creatures of habit, and even if those habits are not benefiting us, we tend to gravitate towards staying in those habits. And I call myself courageous for a reason. I need to do the brave things. I need to do the hard things. And that divorce was one of the many hard things I've had to do this year. So I am back because one of the things that I've also avoided doing is calling attention to myself, which I always found ironic because I'm a middle child and that's all I ever wanted. But just having eyes on me, I've always been of the opinion that eyes on you draws, I don't know, it's like, I don't know how to phrase it, but one, I'm of the opinion that not everything needs to go on the internet and not every, but at the same time, I avoid telling my story. I avoid chronicling my life. I avoid doing things that I actually do enjoy doing, because, calling attention to myself, or, consistency, which is, another thing that I struggled with. But I can't not shine just because people are going to be looking at my light, right? It does attract mobs. The mobs can kiss my back, kiss my behind. So that is why I'm back with my channel. I do feel like I do have to chronicle this new phase of my life, and if someone can get something out of it, right? If someone can learn from it, if someone can just connect with it, then mission accomplished. So what have I begun doing? So going through my divorce, I see my therapist twice a week. We upgraded from once a week to twice a week, and she assigns me homework, and I have always been a great student, so I always do my homework. And one of the things that she has assigned me is to make sure that I am putting myself out there, make sure that I'm not throwing myself away. I call it hermit mode for the wrong reasons, because I'm scared to attract the wrong people, or because I think I'm undeserving, or because I feel like I'm not going to attract the right person or the right people. We've definitely been mining the reasoning behind that, but also I also have to trust my growth and trust that all of the work. I'm just gonna turn around here. See a way through. But also, I have to trust that I won't make the same mistakes because I've experienced so much growth, and because I am constantly working on myself. I'm constantly reflecting. I am very self-aware, and I have to trust in the growth. So why would I be so pessimistic and think that, oh, I'm going to repeat the same patterns, when the first step to breaking a pattern is recognizing it, and I've already done that, and being conscious in my decisions and trusting my discernment. So I have begun putting myself out there. I am trying things that I've never done. Like 3 weeks ago, I went bar hopping for the first time. I've never gone bar hopping. I've always just gone to one place, and that's where I was. Because why would I go to more than one place? I never did that. So I went bar hopping with some friends, met a new person, not romantically, just platonically. But it was great. Last weekend, I went, there is a beautiful, what is that, a heron? I wish I could flip my camera, but I'm scared of getting too close. Might scare it away. But it's beautiful. It's just hanging out there on a branch that's in the water. Anyway, last weekend I went out to a reggaeton party with one of my best friends. We danced the night away. I will insert some pictures or videos, but it was a great experience. Last night, for the first time in my whole life, I went out to the club by myself. I went to go see a very, very popular Dominican artist whom I have never seen, and he was on my wish list, and I did it spontaneously. I'm not a spontaneous person at all. I plan everything, and I don't do last minute things. Like, you're never gonna get me even 24 hours notice is too short for me. But I've also been working on spontaneity. I've also been working on talking myself into doing things, especially things that I necessarily wouldn't typically do. I've spent so much of my life talking myself out of things for one reason or another, and a lot of it was, one, scarcity mindset. A lot of it was also thinking I don't deserve, or wondering, it's mostly scarcity mindset, and thinking I don't deserve what I know I do, So I've been talking myself into doing things, especially things that I've always wanted to do and for whatever reason never have. I booked my first solo trip, and I funded it using savings challenges. When that comes up, I will vlog it and show you the whole process. But basically, using, again, the cash budgeting method that has worked so well for me, I funded my first solo trip, and it is to a different country. I'm so excited, but I'm so scared. But again, we're doing the scared thing. We're doing the scary things where we're stepping out in faith, not fear. And I what else have I done? So last night I went out by myself, had an amazing time by myself, watching an amazing artist, and I talked myself into doing that hours before. I came up with the term spontaneous yes or spontaneous just to kind of foster that spirit of spontaneity in me, so that I can talk myself into doing more things that I know I want to do, but I let fear or doubt or whatever talk me out of. So very happy to have done that. It's funny because yesterday my ex came over to the house, and he, like I was just, we get along very well. We're still co-parenting my, our daughter, and we get along. We get along better now that we're divorced. And so he's like, oh wow, you've changed so much. Like just telling him about like my adventures, and he's like, you really are changing. And I was just like, yeah, like we have to. Like as much as I am scared to do things, my biggest fear is staying in the same place. Not necessarily like, oh, my house, I want to live in it forever, but staying in the same place, not changing, not moving forward, not progressing. That is my biggest fear. So of course I have to change. I have to change my life. I have to co-create the life that I know is the life I should be living. Why else would I get divorced and stay in the same place and not change anything, right? Like that that would kind of defeat the purpose. So I almost talked myself out of going out last night by myself. I decided to go at 6 o'clock in the evening, and then it was 8 o'clock and I still hadn't purchased the ticket. I was still trying to find a sign from the cosmos. I read my horoscope. I flipped the coin. Every time I flipped the coin kept saying go. So the coin was not helping me change my mind. And then I just sat with God, and I was just like, listen, God, I know I'm over here scared to go. I'm trying to talk myself out. Tell me what to do. And he was like, go. I already told you to go. I don't know why I had to repeat myself. That's so I bought my ticket so I can prevent talking myself out of it. So I bought my ticket, I went, and I had a grand old time by myself, and I looked fabulous doing it. So all of that to say is that my life is in flux. I am changing with it, and I am co-creating the life that I deserve with God's guidance. And I am excited to bring you along for my journey. I'm excited for you to see all of the cool things that I've always wanted to do and talk myself out of doing. And I'm excited, just even this vlog is a step out of my comfort, because I hate filming in public. I feel like it's just such an inconvenience, right? I have to again, it's kind of all of these little things that I kind of nitpick and get finicky about just to complain, and for no reason other than I'm not arriving at what's really the issue. Is that, again, filming in public means people will see me, means that's calling attention to myself, right? So one of the things that I teach, my students, I tell my students the same thing all of the time. When we're kind of analyzing, I teach, if you're new here or if you don't remember, I'm a college professor. I teach, I'm an English professor, so I teach literature, creative writing, composition, all of that stuff. And one of the things where, and this came up in my women in literature class that I teach, and it's just arriving at the root of the thing. So you might think, oh, this is the issue, but if you follow the trail, you'll arrive at really what's at the root of it. So again, vlogging, oh, it's, you know, it's an inconvenience, it's the filming and all of the things, and it really is visibility. That means I have to expose myself to being seen. And I'm not a shy person by any means. I love public speaking. I like, give me a microphone and you're gonna have to pry it out of my hands. My lifeless fingers. But it's just certain types of attention that I have to kind of deal or kind of embrace. And again, it's gonna take more exploring, but also, like I said, I am courageous. I do the hard things. I do the brave things. So sometimes the easiest way to get out of your comfort zone is to dive right in, feet first. I don't dive head first. Because we're not reckless. We're courageous. We ain't reckless. But oh, I'm so happy I got to bring my kayak out. It has, I didn't bring it out all summer. When the summer was wild, like in terms of weather. When I did plan on bringing it out, you know, because again, I'm a planner, I schedule my life, then the weather wouldn't cooperate. So it is October 11th, 2025, and this is the first time I have brought her out this whole, you know, this whole, this whole year she has not come out. So I'm really glad that I get to bring her out this beautiful day, because tomorrow it's supposed to be rainy. We're supposed to get like, we have like a flood watch. We have, I guess there's like a hurricane somewhere going to cause some coastal flooding. So I get to bring her out today. It's 65 degrees, mostly sunny skies, and I love coming out here. I didn't film it, but because again, filming, but I did think of going to a different place, like just to again get out of my comfort zone, and I did go, but it was just one, the way to get in was very inconvenient, and for me to like carry it, I had to go through like a wooded area, and it's like at the same time, like I said, we're courageous, we're not reckless. I don't want to be you know, and I'm by myself. Yeah, I share my location with like certain people indefinitely, like so my kids always know where I'm at. I think my sisters have my location all the time, but like what good is that gonna do if somebody catches me in the woods and I'm dead? So I was just uncomfortable with the location. This place is a park. It has many lakes, and there's all these people around. It has a very open, unwooded, you know, launch site. So, and it's like I can park my vehicle right there. So all of that is to say, not every brave thought has to be acted on, right? Because safety first, especially if you are a single woman. But I am going to show you just, I'm done saying what I have to say. This is, like I said, this is my vlog to welcome me back. I'm going to begin posting. Of course, I will post my budgeting journey, but also I'm just this is kind of like the soft launch of a new thing for my channel, where I'm going to just bring you along with my life, or at least talk about my life, chronicle. So I guess it's gonna be budgeting / lifestyle, and I'm perfectly cool with that. I love that for me. It's something new, something different, and definitely something brave for me. So thank you so much if you stuck around this long, leave the, I know it's supposedly the clapping hand, but like leave the prayer hands, right? Because that is just to symbolize that we are stepping out in faith, not fear. We are doing the things. And if you like this vlog, please subscribe, like this video, share it with anyone whom you think will benefit from my journey to build the life that I deserve. So hit that like, leave the prayer hands, and I'm going to leave you with just beautiful views of the water where I am kayaking here at Roger Williams Park. All right, this is Courageous. Stay brave.